I'm getting ready to do a PA-12 nose bowl. I'm going to do the boot cowl for the Cub on Monday. So this is, put a little Pontiac red on this. That's what it looked like. Anyway, I'll give you a little tour of the paint booth here so you can see what's going on. Anyway, I have a exhaust fan that Boeing could use for a wind tunnel. It's way too powerful. I use these screens. I built this construction screen, put it on some 1x just so when I paint small parts it doesn't blow them across the paint booth. Anyway, there's the nose bowl, and there's my filters. They don't do a lot of good because that fan's so powerful it pulls air in under the bottom of my paint booth. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is when I start, and you won't be able to hear me over the fan, so I'll turn that off. But when I start, I'm just a little less than a half turn, and I'll just do several stages as I go around, and then I'll do the wet coat.
Not looking real good yet.
Okay, I went around it after I quit taking the video. You can see it's still not very uniform. It's not very thick. It's about 15 minutes and should be ready to put on another one. It's hard to take a video with my spray gun in the way. I'll maybe try and set it up on something so you can see a little better next time. Anyway, that's kind of the way it is the first time. And I'll come back in and do it here in a few minutes and see if you can get a little better picture of what I do with the spray gun. Okay, this is the second fog coat. Hopefully this is a better one. Okay, I'm looking for color saturation here when I paint, so what I'm trying to do is just make sure that I've got any dark spots shining through or showing through from the prime, and that the color is basically all the same all the way around it. It doesn't really look finished when I'm done with this one, but the finished look will happen when I do the wet coat, which is coming up next. I'm applying the wet coat on here now, Ed, so I'm going slower, keeping my wrist solid. So that's how I do the wet coat. I'm going over the same. It's hard to do a pattern on this nose bowl or different shapes and everything, but I try and go over at least 3 times over each spot. But I actually went over, when I finished yesterday, I probably went over about 4 or 5. There's not much danger of runs because I'm putting the paint on so thin, so I didn't get any runs on it at all. So as long as I don't get too close or along an edge, I don't get a run. You'll notice as I go along here too, I have a hard time keeping the hose off the nose bowl. I don't know if you do that or not, but every once in a while I'll touch it. But I found if I just leave it alone, usually as I paint throughout the project, that spot where I happen to bump it with the hose, unless I really drug it across, will tend to disappear by the time I finish it. Yeah, this is after I did 2 fog coats. I got the color saturation I wanted. Then you saw me apply how I applied the final coat. So this is it. So if you look carefully, you can see my fat belly reflection there in the boot cowl, or in the nose bowl. So really it turned out pretty good. I'll come in Monday. Today's Saturday. I'll come in Monday and take it over to the IA that's putting back a PA-12. We did this PA-12, finished it a year ago, and then they promptly wrecked it, flew it through the fence at the airport here. So we're doing some repairs to get it going again. So anyway, I'll show you the boot cowl when I get on Monday, you know, how that goes. And you'll notice that when I do the final coat, you know, you'll see when I was throwing on the fog coats, I was turning my wrist like you're not supposed to do, but I just throw the paint on. And then when I do the final coat, I keep my wrist stiff and just move my arm and try and keep 6 to 8 inches away. So anyway, that's how I do it. Yeah, this is my PA-11 I did out of Stewarts. I'm done painting red today, and it's too nice a day to go home, not take a flight. So, and it came as a basket case, so it's Stewarts all the way through, inside and outside. So that's the outside, and that's the inside. It's got a C90 in it. It's not electric, but I do have a battery on the floor to run the comm. There's a battery down there, and then I've got a trig up in the panel. Anyway, I'll get this to you.